You have finished your food now.
Everybody I think is the food not meant for eating? Am I supposed to remain it? Okay. It's as if I've come back.
You're back now. Or you're busy eating.
Yum yum.
Dosing experience. His dosing experience. Oh, not too good.
I'll do this one.
When it comes to food, if it's for his dosing experience, everything there. Grilled chicken,
Ubana grill,
rice,
everything.
Salad, plenty menu.
Chinese.
They're already taking care of us. If they bring their Ubana grill, their grill here now, you go just lick hand. So good. Thank you guys for the street. Thank you guys for the space. Of course, where we are, it's his Dulcie experience, right in the heart of Victoria Land, Lagos. And of course, they have just in the same space, Dulcie Dental 247.
247 Dental.
Dulcie 247 Dental.
Yeah.
So they are the meals that made Lola to be smiling anyhow now. If you just do any, if you just give her small compliments, she open this. You are. Their teeth is giving them.
Giving no. In case your teeth scatter like rats home, like my past. Just, I mean, if you have anything, you want to whiten your teeth, you want to polish everything, whatever you want to do that have to do with teeth, take care of your teeth so that your teeth will serve you in. See my camera here. Take care of your teeth so that your teeth will serve you in old age. Find your way to Dulcin and have a Dulcin experience. Actually, when you reach, tell a lot will send you. They'll give you a huge discount.
What's your most memorable experience in 10 years? Being married for 10 years. What has been that very memorable? That if you have to talk about your marriage, that's one thing that always comes to the top of your mind.
I think the birth of our first child.
The first.
Yeah,
there's always something so special about that first.
Yeah, that actually, helped us put on the garment of responsibility and see life from a totally new type of lens. So yes.
And it happened like real fast. It's just like every day. Because your marriage is 10, your child is almost 10.
We're
like, you know what? Me and you. Me and you. That's not the tree.
You can say that again.
Okay, nice. First child. Great. Then the flip side, what is the most challenging thing that you have gone through in 10 years?
The most challenging.
I mean,
a lot of challenges.
Of course, mine,
hurdles, obstacles, potholes.
At different points.
What takes the cake?
The most challenging period. I think maybe the point where I was out of job for a while.
Okay.
So with marriage, it comes with its own highs and lows. So at a point, I was out of job, and that put a lot of strain on us. So I think she was very, 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 very instrumental, being a wonderful support at the time, and that's what I think is the most challenging, having to manage and keep the love, because they say there's no romance without finance, right? Finance does a lot to make the romance.
So sex did not do anything.
Sex was what even tried. If not for that, sex would not scatter. Wallahi, if not for the sex,
get money, you get sex.
Wallahi, if not the sex in the other room, we have gone our separate ways, man.
Oh, that one even tried
Allah.
to glue. Just
Kai. It was very challenging.
And we don't have money.
make with
Hey,
night. So, but is that for women though? Is that different? Did that do anything? Like, if you're telling me, come over now, you never buy me ice cream. Like, we talked about intimacy and the different things.
Yeah, you know how you're not sexually attracted to a poor man.
Poor myself cannot even have erection. Like that.
I've been at the bomb pass.
That then they bored, but
when we reach Zanzibar.
I think if we be person way be say you don't enjoy from a place of grace, and then you're no longer at that point, you're going to be having a lot of mental, challenges, stigmas, a lot of things that will be going through your mind that would affect your ability to perform. Because for a man, sex and intimacy is very, very It's mental.
Very important.
Is that?
You need to be in the right space for you to be able to be stimulated. With a woman, her body is usually receptive most of the time, but with the man, something needs to rise. You understand? And that for it to rise, there has to be a lot of stimulation. You need to be in a good space mentally. You need physical stimulation. You need something to arouse your senses. Sometimes pressure from work can even prevent you from actually
Having good sex.
So that was just a challenge at the time, but we were able to overcome it.
So at that period, what was going through your mind? Okay, you know when these challenges come, I know that people would think it will pass, but sometimes too, you can always be thinking, will this be my reality? Because I know that most times when the man is down, the woman takes the forefront and is standing in the gap for that period. What was it like for you?
So holding the fort, for me, it was like just, now you have to do something, you know. And like I said when we started having this conversation, now my friend did this, you know. So babe, how good one? So there's no hide and seek, you know. And for some reasons, I want to beg that respect should even be times 10. So that he doesn't lose it completely. This is where you now want to show him so much love, you know, so much care. So
that doesn't even feel the impact of whatever is that's happening.
You know, so I remember sometimes maybe you may need to drop money. You can't even, you know, you want to put in such a way that there's honor.
Yes.
You know, so when things
You're
are
dropping
good,
the money
you
with
know,
respect.
yes, you know, you don't even want him to, you don't even want to give him, you want to place it in like, I know you. So now me and you, that kind of thing. So every other thing makes sense.
Somebody here, somebody land. They say,
Don't say because no girl, you not say.
Where's your guy? I've sent you 100,000. You know what to do with it now. Do something.
No. Bia, son, I've sent you 100,000. I don't know. Please manage it well, though. You know that I don't pluck money on the street. Me too, I work hard for it. Manage it well. Not the one.
You call my name in that kind of situation. In the example,
Sorry,
you can't
I'm
use me
sorry.
for
Go
that
for
subject.
it. Sorry, baby.
You can't use me. Use Emeka. Or
Emeka.
Chibu.
Chibueze. Correct. Chibueze. This 100,000 I've sent you now, please. Don't go and spend it loud. Sometimes you follow your friends now, they order, you order. Use wisdom. That I don't pick money on the streets. I work really hard. Oh, I'm helping this one. I'm doing my best to hold up for the family. Please try also. That's the least you can do for us. I know some people, which is also very important, you know. I agree with you, baby. I agree with you, my sister, yes. Because when you rub it in the man's face, you are making things worse. Because even that's when ego comes in and then the person will say, I don't want completely. So there's no peace in the house. You don't even collect the money. They are now angry again because he's making you angry. Then you now feel like, oh, he doesn't appreciate what I'm doing. He's not appreciative. I do this. But you're the one that has scattered, you know, everything. Maybe that's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Wisdom. So much to them. Okay.
I want to ask something, baby. You know, so sometimes I hear people talk about after having children, sex is now a challenge. And some people say, maybe the man say, it's not the same. You don't feel the tightness, you don't feel the way it used to be, or something. I mean, what would you, or how would you address that?
Okay, so I always say that, I mean, it's a proven fact of, it's a myth when you say after giving birth. It's just a mental mindset which we all need to shift from. But I would always say stop the SFS, see finish syndrome. Because if we've been together all our lives, it's like, okay, maybe just, you know, so you have to keep initiating, being special, have value as a person. Every time I give a different new side of me, you have to bring value.
You have to constantly evolve.
Yes, you need to grow. So in as much as we say sex in marriage is so important, there are other things that are, you know, the side dish.
Side attractions.
Okay, yes. So you don't want to just, that say finish syndrome is something that, you know, comes into play after birth. Sometimes you see after a couple, they have children, they now transfer or switch their love to a child. So it's easy for you to now lose it. So you want to live a life where you know that the kids or not the kids, na me and you forever. You have that love, you have that. That's why sometimes a lot of people don't even think we have kids because we see they do as if say we just
Boyfriend and
Yes.
girlfriend
In
and
fact,
G.
I think say
No.
this age man on our first speaking.
No,
Yeah,
not
but
to
10
tell you.
almost 10-year-old.
Yes, so you see, so it's what you bring into the table. He's always giving me different sides of him. I'm doing same work, constantly working towards marriage. I mean, marriage is given if you do the work. You know, so we're constantly doing the work, and I find him really attractive, and vice versa. So, you know.
He's giving, on his steady.
I find him really attractive. Mazi,
Give me
do
some
you
music.
find me?
Show them how it's done. Show them how it's done. Show them how it's done.
The time starts now. What is the chemical symbol for water?
H2O.
Correct. Which country is known as the land of rising sun?
Biafra. Skip.
Which famous scientist is revealed to three laws of motion?
Isaac Newton, size, please.
Which country hosted 2016 Summer Olympics?
Skip.
What is the currency of Russia?
Ruble.
What is the largest and most powerful muscle in the human body?
Laps. Skip, please, skip.
What planet in the solar system has the most moons?
Jupiter.
Correct. What is the currency for South Africa?
Rands.
What is the national symbol of Nigeria?
Elephant. Eagle.
Come on.
Look at that.
Well,
I try. The way you're talking about.
They say you asked me.
That man, this one, I'm not looking at this one.
So
that is
you know,
true.
saying that her husband answered him.
You try. With the way girl, they go across meeting with you.
No worry, no worry. The chairman.
Which one be that muscle for leg again? Largest muscle.
Femo.
If I said femur at a point now.
No, it has the Buttocks muscle.
Good talks, but it was just.
Planet is known as the blue planet.
The blue planet, Jupiter. Skip. If you say it's wrong,
what does the acronym CPR stand for in medical terms?
skip.
Skip.
What does the acronym ATM stand for?
Automated telemachine.
What type of energy does the sun emit?
Solar.
How many stars make the galaxy?
3. Skip.
What is the smallest particle of the body?
Cell.
Which language has the most native speakers, English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Correct. What is the most common surname in the United States?
Williams.
Washington. Skip.
What disease commonly spread on private ships? On pirate ships?
The disease? Cold.
Okay, welcome back. I hope that you have subscribed to this channel. I hope that you have turned on your notification. I hope that as you have been watching and enjoying this, you have been sharing and sharing and sharing. I trust you because you do have good behavior. So we're still having conversations about intimacy. You know, before I was saying sex in marriage, but I've learned, or we have all learned, that beyond sex, there's intimacy. Abi, so I'm very good
You know what
student.
intimacy means?
Yes, I know, na baby.
What?
So intimacy, for example.
Into me you see. Seeing into the person.
It's like maybe we don't show.
You know, be sure. That's
You are
into
so
me,
me,
you see.
you actually.
You see my inside. You know what my heart desires. You treat it right, and then the other things can now be.
And one of the
Cut,
things
cut,
that she said that I learned from them too, you know, there are other things like sexting, messaging, you know, just find your partner's reading. Because some men, They will just come back in the night. They will not call you since morning, no. They will not send you message, nothing. In fact, he didn't even tell you when you were going and that you look nice. He didn't even say good morning, honey. Maybe just say, maybe I'm going to work, bye-bye. Then you now come back in the night. You didn't even check out how was my day. You didn't even nothing in the night. Now say, baby, you now do me tata.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, for what? You will start the work from morning.
So, but that then is that a does he mean that the man has no right? Even if yes, he wasn't intimate with you, I'm not saying that's the right thing, but even if he doesn't do that, does that now make sex invalid?
No.
Okay.
But then, if it becomes too much, you not lose touch.
You know,
because
It's not like
I
a
mean,
chore.
we're taking forever to go.
Exactly.
So
You don't
you,
want sex
you
to be
don't
a
want
duty,
to. Yes, absolutely.
And she
I
talks
think that
about
answers it.
doing different things.
You know, many Nigerian men are not romantic.
Yes, we're not romantic, man. We
Yeah,
believe that
because
we sent
the
you 1
society
million.
alone,
As we sent you million
Buy
3
queue
months
for
ago.
fuel. You come out, there's no light,
Yeah.
it's every pressure.
Sometimes it's that sex, you don't just use and chill.
I'm vent now.
You too. Yes, freedom for the men.
Exactly. So we are ventilating machine. now.
And most times the men actually will be doing the work again.
Yes, we see.
After
Yes,
they
yes.
go after coming, they'll
yeah,
still be doing. How many women actually want to
do
stay
the
on top?
work? Uh-huh.
Check yourself, for example.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to stay on top? So by default, most women
Why they look me?
They're asking you questions.
most women are
now.
not really
up
keen.
or top.
It's not easy. It's not
It's
me.
not easy. It's a lot of
Back to
fun.
balance.
Thank
You
you.
have to do the work, it's both ways, where you're constantly working, not the woman just being there, Papa and Kichi, go ahead,
Yeah.
or, so it has to be a work in progress so that your husband will find you, and you also find him. That's it. It's easy. It's that easy.
So something else I think is a problem is communication about sex. So for example, I did a film sometime called Clueless about a couple. Sometimes some people don't like how their partner used to taught them some place, but because people just they do and they go I hear people even fake orgasms and all of those things. So I think maybe some people don't know how to say the thing. What are easier ways?
When we started talking, we talked about religious understanding, cultural beliefs, how we are, made and meant to believe this kind of conversation. So it's not easy. Even when you find the married people, it's still not easy to talk about these things.
Yes.
But one of the best things that can ever happen in sexual marriage is when you have sexual conversation and communication. And the best sex is outer course before intercourse. A lot of people don't even know that there's such a thing as outer course.
What do you mean intercourse?
The things that you do, they are non-sexual. Some can be sexual. You could kiss, you could talk, you could have conversations. All of those things actually make the intercourse now stronger. Some people don't even know what turns their husband or their spouse. You don't know what he likes. You don't know. You have love language. You don't even know your spouse. Even there's such a thing as sex language.
There is
are
sex
certain
language.
moves that you should make. Your spouse knows that something is going down tonight. So these are.
See
what I mean?
Once that 90 gang come,
You
in
know
fact,
say.
she wants this and say, baby,
You want to?
this 90 gang, they don't know where I'm anyhow. This one is
Doesn't
for,
come out.
it's for business.
For that day, I was like,
Doesn't come out.
and the funny thing was,
bring her out.
I had no intention.
So, and it was weird.
As it was so funny, as I just came out, I said, baby, you check crack this night. I said, I don't understand. Why do you ask me? Say, because this night gone.
It only comes out on mission for war. It's like breastplate.
It's not for fun.
And so it's not for just I want to wear that. I want to sleep. It's for
Make
business.
with that.
So anything you want to say, okay, is it time? But what's your take on sex before marriage?
Sex before marriage. Personally, it's good to to sample what you'll be
that's
living
a
with
good
for
one
the
right
rest
there.
of your life.
That's a renewable
But
one right
it all, like I said, people are unique. It's always more important to understand what your partner gravitates toward, what works for them.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong if you want to have sex before marriage. There's also nothing wrong with sex after marriage. I don't want to fit into any stereotype box.
Okay.
What works for you, go with it.
Right. It's been quite an interesting conversation.
I would like to answer.
Okay.
Yes,
So
please.
when you say, there's nothing wrong with sex before marriage, for me, if I have a chance, I would love to, understand better before getting into sex before marriage. A lot of people think that a lot of people don't have conversations. So if you want to say have sex, our sexual conversations would have given us an understanding of what we are getting into. You don't need to sample me. You don't need to,
Forget
because
it,
what
yeah.
if it doesn't work out? But
You'll have sample,
yes,
sample,
you'll
sample up and down.
sample. So if I have a
I
chance,
agree.
I want to tell the world that, see, look, let's know what we are after.
The
During the
conversations.
cutting stage, what are we doing? These are the certain conversations we would have without even having to be sexual, because sex is not casual. I've gone deep in sexuality to understand that a lot of us, like, I wish we can, correct certain things. And that's why I'm going all hard, to hard in explaining, teaching, and, exchanging. I mean, for God's sake, when you see my children, you see a part of Ike, you see a part of me. So imagine having to exchange so much of you. And again, I don't want to be too spiritual. Let me not sound like I'm holier than thou.
I know.
But sex is not casual, because sometimes a lot of people are in abusive relationship. They cannot live because certain sexuality or certain sex, they cannot even get it right. Some people say, I even like when they beat me, they will not do it. So it's deep. So when you say during cutting, you can talk about sex, go all the way, say these things in your dating and cutting without having to have sex.
Without doing
Yes,
the do.
yeah.
So what are some of those conversations you can, I meet a girl, we're not going to agree not to have sex until the real day.
I'm dating for a
But
bit.
there are people who are anxious. Okay, what if my husband would never have an erection? What are the things that am I going to go into the
questions to
marriage
ask.
by faith and just say, okay, anything I open or I collect? So yeah,
Okay, so
so
not by faith. We've seen couples who get married and then they have ED, erectile dysfunction. So it's not
and
by,
it was not there
it
even
was not there.
before.
Have you gone to see certain cars? You can't test all the cars. There are some you go drop down before you want to even try certain rides or cars. Or my point is, sample. You're saying that you can sample before marriage. You can sample in conversations, like I said, in preferences. Like, we know the regular, you grow in sex. So even if you say you want to sample now, it might be that your preferences may not even now be good when you say yes I do. But in sex in marriage, you can even learn each other.
On the flip side, I would like to, because one good thing about us is we agree to disagree.
Okay.
We have
Okay.
very strong personalities, and there's always room to express yourself and let the superior argument or debates win. So I was just going to ask her, right? When you meet someone, a lot of people these days, a lot of women, they say, or men rather, they want to actually know how it's going to be like with their partner for life. Now you're dating someone, you're not just like a random person or just casual sex as people call it. You've already decided to have this walk with this person and you've already committed. You're in a courtship. You're probably engaged, but you're married. I personally feel it's about communication between the two parties and it shouldn't be cast on stone. Many times, just like the point you were trying to raise, people manipulate their parties as a result of keeping that part of them in the dark. They don't talk about it. They don't try anything about it. Many times you might marry
they
someone
already
and
know.
maybe you're a lady now. You're probably not a virgin. You've probably met with other men. You're used to a certain type of man, and then maybe you get there and what you see is not what you, or how do they put it, what you ordered.
What you ordered,
It's
yes.
not what
What was delivered.
Exactly. And it can happen both ways, both for the man, both for the woman.
Now,
You
so
can't-
if I understand where you're going to, so if eventually they test before marriage and it's not the package they're expecting, what should be the result?
Good. That's where you now go for counseling. That's where you now go.
They'll come and start
So the thing is, you may not
It's not
also
just about-
engage, but you can still do all of this counseling. That's why I say,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that every couple should at least get into sex education before they say, yes, I do. So if you're thinking, if you're cutting and you want to get married, you can even book and say, while you're planning your event and all of that, you can now plan to say, make we go see sex coach so that we will understand each other better. I'm not trying to say it's your decision, so I will not, but by the time I engage you, you
That's what you
understand
recommend,
sex
yeah.
before you say I do. By the time I bring all the cards on the table, you now decide if you want to go ahead to say you want to continue, yes,
Oh,
you know,
no.
because you must get to some level of trust, respect. This, all of this would happen in marriage. So counseling can still come even when you say I do. I'm not saying that don't test because you're having all of this conversation and it not be until that thing
Before you
say
that,
you test. But there are
true,
certain
true.
tests you do, which is a conversation. After course comes to play, every other thing, and then you're good to go. Because we've seen people who have it really good and they didn't have to test. And
Before
inside now there you go
they
take see all of that.
The goodness of
yeah.
the Lord.
So it's not just a sample for the sample sake.
Yeah.
Some people see
Not
Not
sample
random
and they don't
sampling,
even know
though.
it.
Yeah.
Not random sampling. You should at least be on that part with the person.
I'm on
see-
my sister's team.
And you see
Those
our relationship, how
sample.
unique it can be. We have certain conversations because we're different personalities,
yeah.
and you know, and
Yes.
then we bring our ideas, and that makes us even stronger as a person, as an individual, and then as a
Because
couple.
of course, when you meet couples too, different. The man might have this his idea, the woman has
yeah.
this idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, but in marriage, some persons now will not agree. Problem don't start.
That's yes.
So you respect my opinion, I respect his, and we in all of this we have love and respect, and then that other side comes still strong. What else would you be asking for?
That
It's
other
so
side
beautiful.
comes still strong.
I mean, it's been so beautiful talking to you guys. I mean, thank you so much, the Sampsons, for coming and gracing, you know,
Yeah,
our small podium.
yeah. Huh? Wow, podium.
It's a podium now. It's our altar.
It is true. It's true.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you.
Pleasure's ours.
I hope you enjoyed your stay. This is your conversation. You know it's deep. If we on another tap, nice.
Okay. Me, I've learned some things, you know. So, Mazi, I will be trying some new things that they do
Some
teach
new
me.
styles that you have learned in this.
I hope
sex
that
coaching
you are ready.
Class.
Are you ready?
What am I using my safe for?
I wonder. That my
Hold
gun
us
will
to
work.
hang on a tree right there.
Yeah, I wonder. Even
In the village
burglary
square, we're
anywhere,
there.
we're there. So, guys, thank you so much. I hope that you do learn a lot too. And so I hope we understand that sex education is not, I don't think it's something we should be shy about or be hiding and say, how can I go and be asking somebody about sex? How can I go and be asking somebody how we can? Don't be ashamed. Because sometimes all these irreconcilable differences, it says that it's the undertone. Because when there's no satisfaction, everything will be irritating you. Anything person do will be irritating you. When it's not supposed to irritate you, I'm going to cannot open your mouth to say, because you didn't do me well last time, but this scratching me. You will not be fighting. And then things can accumulate, and not be hearing irreconcilable. So please, before you get to irreconcilable, look for a sex coach and talk to them. So you can talk to the Sampsons, just slide into their DM. Tell them that you are from the Nzes. They will give you a little bit of discount, you know. They're quite discreet and family oriented. Their handle is this one now they are saying now. Yeah. So follow them, can learn one or two things so that the heat of your steam of your
Union.
union
Will be
gonna be
steaming.
burning. Some fight that are fighting, once the steam catch fire, fight will settle. Don't say that I didn't do anything good for you this life. Oh. God bless you. Thank you and see you next time. What, why are you giving them plenty kisses? How many did you give me today? Eh?
It seems it's never. I mean, Sampsons never even go. We don't dey fight about kiss. And no kiss. See waiting I don't
No,
cause.
now you need to start. Maybe you need
You
to start.
see wetin I
Maybe
cause?
you need to start the intimacy from now.
Oh, wow.
Go touch me
Romantic.
now.
Oh, baby. This is intimacy. These are the sex before the sex. This is
Ah, yeah, touching me now.
like,
Me now.
Who starts the arguments? Reveal your point.
Now you're winning.
Who is better at surprises? Who controls the remote more?
I'm not giving herself clue. I know that style.
Who is the pickier eater?
wake up grumpy?
Wake up and
Who is more likely to lose their keys?
Did they keep under the carpet?
Jesus.
Or under the flower vase?
On live TV.
You will not live until we get to life.
Answers. Quick.
Next.
Who tells the best jokes?
Hi.
You mean the best gossip?
Jokes. I didn't say gossip. Jokes. But if joke is funny to you, okay.
Gossip is funny to me.
Yeah.
Best jokes.
Who is the most adventurous? Who is more likely to cry in a movie? The last question. Who spends more time in the bathroom?
That's a no-brainer, I guess.
Everyone.
Everybody.
You'll be shocked. Guess what their answer is. Guess what their answer is.
Both.
No, it's him. He spends more time in the
And it's not because I spend so much time. I have the bath for 3 seconds.
Most men, I spend more time in the bathroom.
No.
When they say bathroom, don't be just to bath.
My bath.
Bathroom. My bath not 2 seconds.
Anyway,
My
we still get
bath,
her.
my bath,
Anyhow,
my